هو الخلاق العليم ولقد آتيناك سبعا من المثاني والقرآن العظيم.
I think our union solidarity campaign is vital, and every time I come here I think it's more vital. Everything that I see here indicates to me that the situation deteriorates. Every time I come there is more building, more settlement building, taking over more land, which just makes the situation worse. And it is only by, I believe it is only by international pressure that we are really going to change the situation here. We have to show our support to the people in Palestine, stand with them and use all of the forces that we have as trade unions to say that international pressure has to be brought against what is happening. It has been really good on this trip to hear from a number of people who are, and particularly women, who are taking a stand, showing true strength and integrity and belief in what they're doing. And I truly believe that we, together standing, can make a difference. It isn't easy, but we have to stand together and take on that fight, really, because we know that what we are doing is right.
The experience in Hebron, which we had on our first full day when we were here, really put everything into very, very stark contrast. Here we had a city where a few hundred Israeli settlers have taken over the centre of a city, and they are reinforced by thousands of Israeli soldiers. The Israeli soldiers have not allowed Palestinian people to walk down certain streets of their own town. They cut off the roads with checkpoints. Children have to deal with these checkpoints and with these soldiers and with these oppressions on a daily basis. They accuse their teachers of acts of terrorism and violence, which are blatantly not true. And for me, that was particularly shocking and particularly saddening, because it highlighted many of the apartheids which exist in this country.
Being in Hebron and not seeing anything dramatic in the regards of people being chased down streets, but just seeing the systematic and technological suppression of these people.
They can't even go to school properly. Their pathways to a school are fenced off and barbed wired. It's true brutality.
Go and see for yourselves. Make the effort. Everybody should make the effort to come and see for themselves. Visit this country. Visit the people, and don't just take what you're given firsthand as the reality of it. You know, be brave and look and journey outward and onward and inward and see what's happening. I think for me the most emotional thing that I've experienced was when we were driving and we pulled in to a lay-by to watch and observe some soldiers firing tear gas and rubber bullets, seemingly randomly into a village, and I could see between two houses there was a group of children, and I realised that the soldiers were firing at the children, which for me, under no circumstances should children ever be the target.
They've been coming since 1997, so a period of more than 20 years, and during that period of time I've seen the building of the wall, which is snaking around the West Bank in particular. I've seen the building of the settlements, which has expanded massively, encroaching on the West Bank and taking Palestinian land, denying Palestinians the right to build their homes and build their towns. I've seen the increase in the number of checkpoints that exist that are stopping people being able to move freely, and an increase in the military presence as well, with soldiers everywhere, and every journey that a Palestinian makes, they encounter soldiers, they encounter checkpoints. But I think the biggest thing that's really, I think it has shocked me over the last few years, is the massive expansion of the settlements, because what that suggests is that Israel has decided that it has no intention of respecting the idea that there should be a Palestinian state. It's really destroying the possibility of the Palestinians creating a state on the West Bank with East Jerusalem and Gaza, and making it extremely difficult for the Palestinians to operate and to live as a people.
When I came last time, the daughter came in to go to the toilet. She was playing out here. She came in to go to the toilet. She left the property. I watched her with absolute fear turn to check whether the settler was there, and then run as fast as she could, because she was so terrified of just walking up her own driveway. So that's what these are living through.
And these are the guys that have been giving us very dirty looks, yeah? As we're walking past. Probably won't like me filming either. So some of these are settlers' houses.
No, this property is. There are settlers that live in this property. This was taken over. What she was saying is that this is now the headquarters of the settlers' organisation.
They will demolish all these houses. They will build 500 units for the settlers. So this will be from there up there until Ma'ale Adumim. So also they will demolish all these houses, and المنطقة الصناعية ايش اسمها؟ The industry area here in Wadi al-Joz. All this will be demolished. So this building we respect very much, because they will stop them to continue until there.
يعني to hitting teachers, sometimes students, sometimes they are shooting teachers and students.
احنا عندنا العديد من الشهداء المعلمين استشهدوا على الحواجز.
We have many cases of Palestinian teachers be killed on the checkpoints.
ومعتقلين عند الاحتلال الإسرائيلي.
And we have many teachers be arrested by the Israeli.
والطلاب كذلك نفس الشيء. الطلاب في معتقلين وقد استشهد العديد من الطلاب.
And we have few cases also from the students be killed and they are be arrested now in the jails.
We must say this thing.
Only. We have many cases that soldiers shot gas pumps on the schools, inside the schools.
Maybe all of you see this picture. This is the student, Fawz al-Junaidi. 24 soldiers take the student.
It's a very famous picture.
Okay.
All child, even being arrested for a few minutes, it's a very terrifying experience that he will ever forget all over his life. But under the Israeli military legal system, for children who are 12 and 13, the maximum sentence imposed against them is 6 months imprisonment. When we take into our account that the maximum sentence for throwing stones is 10 or 20, so the 1 year ceiling become open.
What are the majority of the crimes that you mentioned, like 500 to 700 children arrested? What is the majority of the crimes, or the types of crimes they're arrested for? And just is there much disparity, and I assume there is in gender of children arrested?
Yes. The majority of charges against children is stone throwing. In addition now to other type of charges like possession of arms or explosive, conspiracy, stabbing or attempt to stab, or shooting, or membership of band organizations. So, but the majority still is throwing stones. And now We are talking at present time there is 330 Palestinian children, among them just 10 girl children, and the girls during the last 2 or 3 years their percent goes up.
But I definitely didn't imagine the suffering, the real suffering and that people faced, and to an extent the way that essentially their throats are being stamped upon in so many different ways, whether it's the settlements, whether it's being forced out of their homes, whether it's the land surrounding settlements. There's just so much that is devastating their lives.
Where are you from?
From London.
Oh my god, I love London.
This handwriting is incredible.
Excellent. It tells my headmistress. This food is made by my students. Today's lesson is about healthy food. So we made this kinds of plates just for you. Like the olives from Palestine.
My favourite.
You know, yes, olives in Palestine is the excellent.
What do you want to be when you're older?
Maybe a doctor.
A doctor?
I love this.
So do you think science is important?
Yes, and I love science so much.
So much. What would you like to be? Maybe also a doctor. And you like science?
No.
You don't like science?
They paint it and draw on it.
It's really important the union continues with international solidarity work, particularly in Palestine, because the situation requires it. You've got a people here who are very, very clearly living under an oppressive occupation. From what I think we've seen this week, really what they want to do is live their lives, and they're stopped. You know, they're not allowed to live their lives as you know, you or I would hope to. So I think as a trade union, and trade unions are based on solidarity between people in the workplace, I don't think just because they live in another country that solidarity should stop. So yeah, we should absolutely be putting international solidarity at the heart of what the union does. If I was going to send a message to the government, I think it's recognise that Palestinians are human beings. You know, they deserve a free life, and our government can make a difference in making that happen. And our government need to recognise that to either be silent or to ignore the issue is to take the side of the oppressor.
Classroom could be anywhere in the world.
No, that's right. It's always the same, isn't it?
Hello, lady. Take a skirt from you. You too, yes.
And I think we can change the government's attitude. I think that's our job, because I think the state of Israel would not be able to act in the way it did without feeling able to say that behind its back stood, for example, the economic support of the United States of America or the military support of the United States of America. And we have to fight to stop governments being complicit in Israel's oppression of the Palestinians. So in our case, in Britain, for example, I think we in the trade union movement have to do whatever we can to stop the British government giving its uncritical support to Israel. As it does, it makes some criticisms, but not a substantial criticism that the Israeli state is oppressing the Palestinian people.
ولقد آتيناك سبعا من المثاني والقرآن العظيم لا تمدن